Ed eccoci nuovamente in onda da Lineapelle, dallo stand del Distretto Veneto della Pelle. Oggi con noi c'è uno dei più grandi e più autorevoli giornalisti del settore della pelle, è Martin Ricker. Martin ha 28 anni di attività alle spalle, quindi è un veterano sicuramente. Ha iniziato la sua carriera con Leather International, London ovviamente, e poi ha fondato International Leather Maker, che è il suo giornale di cui oggi è direttore. E ora incontriamo Martin, ovviamente le domande le farò in inglese, seguiteci in questa conversazione. Martin, thanks for your presence here. We are very happy to be with you and for your presence in Lineapelle. Let's start from Lineapelle. You are the second day of visit. What happened here, in your opinion?
Yeah, hi Andrea, nice to thank you for the invitation. It's also strange for me to be answering the questions rather than asking them, but anyway, it's a nice change. I arrived yesterday lunchtime, and for me the fair was a little bit on the quiet side, but I think as the day evolved, I found that more and more people started arriving and the fair got busier. And here we are on day 2 today, and it's definitely a lot busier today. In halls 15 and 13, there's quite a buzz in there, and some of the large tannery stands are pretty busy.
Great. And tell me your vision about the leather market at the moment. We know, everybody knows that it's a very quiet moment, and so everybody's wish about a better future. What's your idea?
Yeah, I agree, Andrea. I think it's quite a difficult time for the leather industry at the moment. I think a lot of observers in the industry think that 2023 was a particularly difficult year, and I think the reasons behind that are because of sort of geopolitical situation in Ukraine, Gaza, and also post-COVID, but also in the leather industry itself has its own particular issues around sort of veganism and things, and I think that both of those issues made it very difficult for the industry 2023. However, I do believe that the worst is behind us, and talking to a few tanners here at the fair, I do believe that they're a bit more optimistic about how 2024 is going to pan out.
Everybody thinks that the second part of the year will be better. Do you think it's a correct vision or perspective, or maybe we have to wait till the next year?
Yeah, it's difficult to tell at the moment. I hope that's the case, that the second half of the year is better. I think there's still too many uncertainties to sort of really know, but the sort of fundamentals seem to be there, that the sort of consumer markets are going to sort of pick up, interest rates are coming down, so I think we could see an improvement in the market in the second half of the year.
Great. Martin, you travel all over the world, so you have the vision of the international market. What's the image, the idea of the Italian tanning sector in the world, and especially of the Veneto area, Arzignano, we say for understand?
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, there are 4 major markets in the leather sector in the world, and they are China, India, Brazil, and Italy. Now, when it comes to sort of high-end luxury fashion, then Italy, I would say, is the sort of the leading player. And obviously, within Italy itself, you've got 3 very well established sort of tanning clusters around Arzignano, Santa Croce and Solofra, and I think that because there's a cluster there with all the kind of technology, machinery and chemicals supporting it, it gives the Italian leather industry a sort of a unique position in the world. And then obviously you've got that design, flair, creativity that you can't really find anywhere else in the world.
And in the other countries, what's the situation? You talk about Brazil, China and India. Are they suffering like Italy, less or more?
Yeah, it's difficult to say. I think that definitely post-COVID, China obviously came out of the COVID situation a bit later, and I think they're expecting a little bit more of a bounce last year than actually took place. Some colleagues were at the fair in India recently and said that there's a bit of a buzz around in India, and then with Brazil, I think the footwear industry did quite well there. after COVID because of obviously supply issues with China, but I think that's sort of being tempered now, and I guess that they're having the same issues as we're having here in Europe.
Okay, the last question, then you have the flight, so it's better if you take the flight. Let's talk about the journalism.
Yes.
It's your job, you are specialized in this. And what about the business journalism now? How changed this profession in the years since your beginning to now?
Yeah.
And what will happen tomorrow for you, for this kind of activity?
Yeah, so I first joined the media industry within the leather in 1996, and it was very much print orientated.
28 years.
Yeah, don't remind
You're
me.
a veteran. You're a veteran.
So yeah, it was a long time ago, and it was very much print focused. But as time has evolved, particularly in the last sort of 10, 15 years, obviously the whole of the media landscape has become more digitalized. But I think when you're in the B2B segment, there's always a need for specialism, for that niche, and that kind of know-how that only sort of market specialists, that know the leather industry and how the leather is made, can really write about it. You can't find that in sort of general media. So it does have its place. The landscape has definitely changed to go more digital, more online, more via social media, but it still has its place in the market, in my view.
Thank you very much, Martin. Grazie Martin Ricker. Noi vi raggiungiamo tra poco con un nuovo ospite e state connessi con noi.
Thank you, it's been a pleasure.